Hi, I'm Jordan, and if you clicked on this video, thank you for watching. Today I'm going to talk about ways to save money living intentionally. This is something that I've been practicing for years. I'm trying to think of how many years exactly, at least 6 to 7 years. And I'm still not an expert. And so I don't want this to, I don't want anybody to feel shame whenever watching this video. Just a simple, if you know better, you can do better kind of attitude that I hope you take from this video, because I am really passionate about it. A lot of people don't live very intentionally with their finances, especially when they're young. I am in my 20s, and so I've been doing this all while I've been in my 20s, and I don't think it's very common, but it has been very beneficial to myself, to my family, and for the future of our family as well. So I'm gonna dive in and just start. Number one is budget. This seems like the basic, like scrolling on a recipe blog post answer, but it's true. So many people don't even know where their money is going every month. They just think, oh, it's a green number, it's a plus sign, my account hasn't reached a negative yet, we're good until my next paycheck. And when I hear that people are living that way, it like hurts my heart a little bit. Because living on this side of not living paycheck to paycheck is so freeing. And I think people don't understand or don't realize that. It's not an understanding thing. It's just a realization that not living paycheck to paycheck is way more freeing, feels way more freeing to me at least, than living paycheck to paycheck and squeaking by, but like living more free in your spending, I guess I should say. Is that frivolous? I don't know. Basically, just make your money align with your values. Like, look at making a budget is, okay, this is the thing to watch out for when making a budget. A lot of times we can make a budget based off our fantasy self of who we want to be or who we like think we are in our head, but like our habits aren't actually lining up with that. Sorry, the glare on my glasses is, I lost my train of thought, got distracted, squirrel. I think I definitely did this. I probably still do this in some ways, because you want to think that you're being the best at it. And I think that's just normal to think that and feel that way. But the kind of budgeting I'm talking about is take 1 month, one month bank statements maybe, look at every single plus and negative, like minus, and put it in different categories. Eating out, groceries, bills, clothes, coffee, I don't know, whatever you spend your money on, basically. Experiences, different things like that. Break it down into categories and see how much you're spending on each of those things, and then really evaluate if that's where you want your money to be going every month. Because I know that there are times when we do that and I'm like, wait, I went to Target how many times this month and spent how much money? And it might be like things that I need, or like groceries that I couldn't get I typically shop at Aldi. It could be like various things, but still I was like, I did not realize I went there that much and did that or spent that much. And then you can know going forward, like you can change the habits that you want to change if you actually know what you're doing, versus just being like, oh yeah, it's going to be easy for me to save $1,000 this month and like fill in the blank. I don't know, save blank amount of dollars and then fill in the blank with what you're going to do with that. It's very, very easy to make a budget based off your fantasy self, and then when you feel like you messed it up 1 week in, just be like, oh, the whole month's a wash. Like, it doesn't matter anymore. But don't do that, because that's how the cycle just keeps going. Really, budget weekly. That's what we do. Or budget bi-weekly whenever you get paid, or however you want to do it. Just look at where your money is going and see if that's actually where you want your money to be going. A lot of times before I buy something, I just think, is it necessary? Is it something that we actually need? Like groceries, bills, things like that we actually need. But is it like just fun spending? And I'm not saying don't have any fun spending, but I'm saying have a plan for your fun spending too. That way you don't just, like, I don't know. I'm going to leave it at that. Number 2 is meal planning. Meal planning is game changer, literally. I cannot think of any other word to describe meal planning. Because it really combats going out to eat every night. Because I started meal planning very strictly when my husband and I were both working full-time out of the house, and our grocery budget was really small because we weren't making very much money. And so I had to be really smart with our groceries so that we weren't always going over, because we just didn't have a lot of money coming in. And I think that's something that even can be applied to today. Meal planning, deciding what I'm going to cook 1 week at a time is amazing. And maybe I'll go over it sometime. I have a bullet journal that I keep, and I write down all the meals that I'm going to be making that week. I leave blank spots if I know we're going to be eating out or eating with family, or a holiday is coming up. Then I'll just write what I'm cooking for whatever gathering in those spots. But it has truly, like, it is literally life-giving, because I don't have to think about it anymore. I do it 1 time a week. Usually I sit down sometime like Friday to Sunday, and I write out all the meals that I'm going to make for the next week, and then I make the grocery list. That way I only have to go to the grocery store 1 time, because it's so much easier to stick to your budget. If you have a weekly budget, monthly budget, whatever, it's so much easier to track if you are only going to the store once a week. Do I go more than once a week? Sometimes, yes. Because sometimes I forget things or get distracted, or one store didn't have it, so I need to go to another store. That's perfectly fine. I'm not saying like only go to one store and be super rigid about it, whatever. I'm just saying, if you plan your meals, you don't have the feeling of, I don't want to cook tonight. Okay, sometimes you still have that feeling. You don't have the feeling of, what am I going to cook tonight? Then it becomes a better, healthier rhythm where it's not like, I have to do this. Like, I don't want to go home and have to cook. I've already been working all day, whatever. Fill in the blank with whatever you say in your head when it comes to mealtime. And if you've already gone grocery shopping for the week and you've already made your plan for the week, you know, I already have this at home. It's going to be 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 30 minutes to an hour, and it's on the table. And I guarantee it's probably healthier. Well, maybe not. I don't know. It depends on what you're cooking. But it will probably be cheaper, at least, than going out to eat. And that leads me into number 3, which is cook at home. Cooking at home, I used to not love it, okay? But now I love it, because eating out is so expensive, and especially gets more and more expensive as you have more and more kids. And cooking at home is just I mean, I was thinking about it, and if you spent $50 a week on eating out, which I'm sure people spend way more than that, and again, no shame if that's you, but maybe the realization of that's over $2,500 a year that's just going to one meal a week, or however many, I mean, $50 a week, that's pretty much one meal a week, depending on where you go and how many people you're feeding. Sometimes it's even more than that. So I think that's just so crazy to me to wrap my head around. Like, that is a whole vacation, like a family vacation that I could have taken was just spent on eating out instead of cooking at home. And I understand, like, as moms, cooking every single meal at home can be exhausting. So I'm not even saying, like, if you want to work eating out into your budget, like, go for it. I'm not saying to stop you. Like, I'm not trying to stop you. I just think for me, it is so nice to cook at home. I am a homebody at heart, and I love my home. I love being home with my family, eating around the table. It's not super loud, overstimulating, all of the things. It's not crowded. It's just my comfy place, eating a warm meal, or cold if you're having salad. But anyway, it's just so nice, okay? But it took me a while to get there. I will say that. The way I feel about cooking at home now, I did not feel that way 3-4 years ago, probably. I wanted to eat out. It just, I don't know, I came to love it. And I think it's the more that you do it and see how it benefits you and benefits your family and really, like, goes with your values and what you value as a person, it really changes it. Number 4 is spend time with people that you love. And realize that you don't always have to spend money to do that. There are so many things that you can do in your town, probably. That's an assumption. But try to find something that you can do that's free. We live close to the beach. I know that's a luxury compared to a lot of people don't get to live by the beach. But I guarantee there is something close to you. If it's running water, even better, because I feel like running water is so relaxing. And hopefully there's some science behind that, because it just feels relaxing to me. If things are hitting the fan and we go to the beach, I know might be a little crazy getting there, but I will at least feel a little bit better leaving. But if that's not what it is for you, look out your window, read a book, like read a book with people, join a book club. There's so many different things that you can do. Find a park, but I would suggest spend time with the people that you love and try to get outside, because it's so good for you and so good for your body to soak up vitamin D, to breathe fresh air. My goal this year was to spend an hour outside every day, and we are easily surpassing that as the months go on. And like, that felt like a huge goal to me, because I was like, I don't know how we're gonna do it, but I want to at least spend an hour outside every day. And some days we're like around an hour probably, but then some days we're outside well over 3 hours, you know? So spend time with the people that you love, and if it's outside, even better. But still, how fun is like a game night with family and friends? And that costs very little money. I think we have this like misconception that to do something fun, we have to be spending money, and that's not always the case. So just look for free events in your town. Our town is really good about having free events that families can go to, or whatever. See if your town has anything like that to offer, or find parks that you like, or whatever. Even if it's only one park and you just find one solid park that fits your family really well, go to that park once a week, or however often you feel like going. Number 5 is buy secondhand. I don't always do this, but I try to if I can. And that really slows down your purchasing, because if I have something in mind, for instance, right now I really want a cute tablecloth. And it's been in my head for a while that I want one of these. And I could go to Target and just find the one that I like the best out of their selection, or fill in the blank, whatever store. But I have a design in my head that I would like to find, and I'm trying to thrift it because I know it'll save me money. And I don't think that's bad. I think instant gratification is huge right now, and that probably gets talked about a lot, or maybe not, but I just think that it feels so much more fulfilling to me if I have found something that I've been waiting to find at a thrift store. Like, it feels like you found treasure. It really does. That sounds crazy, but it really feels like you found a piece of gold, and it probably cost you a fraction of what it would cost at Target. And I love Target, don't get me wrong. It's a good one. But they will take a lot of your money because they don't care. As long as you keep coming back and spending money, it's going in their pockets. So I'd rather that money be going in my pocket, or staying in my pocket, so I can do something fun with my family. Number 6, differentiate your needs from your wants. How many times I catch myself doing this all the time? I need this. I just need this one piece of clothing. And like, we need clothes, yes, but I have plenty of clothes. Do I really need something else? Or is it that I want something else? Learning to differentiate your needs from your wants it's just a great thing. I love it. And a thing that I do is I try to wait 24 hours or longer before I make a purchase. I try to, if I see something and I'm like, ooh, I need that, I want that, I'll tell myself, just wait. Like, if it's at Target, it's not going anywhere. If it ends up being out of stock, I guarantee they will probably get more soon, or they will replace it with something similar. So I don't think hesitating is bad. I think that it can be really helpful to your budget, really helpful to your family, to just wait longer versus impulse spending on things that you think you need, or the marketing of that item, or the whatever is telling you that you need this in your life to solve blank problem. It probably won't. So maybe it will, but it can wait 24 hours and you can think about it more and think, do I really want to spend my money on it? Think about how many hours of work you have to put in to pay for that thing. That's another thing I always think of. Is it worth that amount of my time? And if it's not, then it's a lot easier to let it go versus just buying it and then regretting it later. Slow, methodical purchases make life so much more peaceful versus quick impulse purchases that you possibly regret later, end up decluttering later, whatever. And if you do impulse purchase things and you regret it later, like, that's okay. I've definitely done that several times. Last thing, this is the kicker that took me a long time to realize was actually a good thing, and that is being able to tell yourself no. Because right now, I feel like the world tells you to never tell yourself no. Like, whatever you want, go get it right now. Go get it yesterday. Like, just, you should have already had that. But telling yourself no really frees you up to be able to say yes to the things that you actually want. And that is so life-giving. It's great, literally. I'm like speechless because of how much this has impacted me, being able to tell myself no about little things or even about big things, and just waiting. There are things that I would like to have, but I don't go out and buy them right now because I don't actually need them. I would like to have them, but I'm fine waiting. Like, I'm happy where I'm at. And I feel like that is, like, contentment is so huge in intentional living, slow living, whatever you want to label it. Being able to be content with where you are, what you have, who you're with. Sigh of relief, literally. It really just frees you up to the things that you actually want to say yes to. I'm really just speechless. I don't have very many words left to say about telling yourself no, because I feel like that's the thing that is hardest for people to do, because we think we deserve a lot of things. And I don't want that phrase to come off wrong, but do we really deserve every little thing that we want? Will it make or break our life if we have it or don't have it? And I think being able to tell yourself no and learning how to do that, and it is a process of learning how to do it. There were so many times when my daughter was little, if she was fussy, I would go to Target and I would walk around, and my intention was to not leave having bought something, because we just needed to get out of the house. And now I probably would have just gone for a walk outside, but it really helped me to learn to say no to myself and realize, like, yeah, this stuff is so cute, but next season they're gonna come out with just as much stuff, if not more, that is cute. And then the next season they'll do it all over again, and they're just trying to get my money, you know? And yeah, anyway, I'm gonna hop off my, what's this, soapbox? Now that I said that, it doesn't sound right, but maybe that's it. But I hope that you find this helpful. Like I said, I don't want there to be any shame about this. It is just so freeing to be able to live intentionally and learn what really matters to you, learn what really matters for your family. And there's so much peace in that, and so much just freedom and contentment. And I think that's really a beautiful thing. And yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it at that. If you watched all the way to the end of this video, wow, thank you so much. Like, you just listened to me ramble for a long time. And so if you did watch all the way to the end, I'm very thankful that you watched all the way to the end. I hope you found or walk away feeling inspired to even just make one small little change about your finances, or even just look at your finances. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, it is super helpful to me if you'd like and subscribe, and I will see you the next time.